Healthcare expenses are exorbitant. They're increasing exponentially on a daily basis. Chronic disease is a huge cost driver of our healthcare system. As the leader of this nation, what would you do to help actually reduce the cost of chronic disease?
That's a great question. Thank you for it. You should use some SPF, by the way. Question related to healthcare and particularly chronic disease. Now, most of you know that there's a few conditions in healthcare that consume most of the money. It's because they're big, expensive, and important conditions, but they include diabetes, heart disease, obesity, cancer, and a few other conditions. So there's a lot of reform that needs to be done in the healthcare system. But one of the most powerful is this. When people have chronic conditions that they need care for, it's in their best interest and our best interest to get them to the places that provide the best care. Because there are huge differences if you have a chronic conditions in your healthcare outcomes and the cost if you go to the best places possible for your care. And people don't know that. If you think about how hard it is to find out rankings or measures of quality of healthcare providers and outcomes and information about what it costs, it's very difficult, even for the most informed and the most motivated. So I'd like one of the reforms to be in healthcare, and we did this in Minnesota, to say to providers, you know, we're going to pay you more if you have not just more volumes of procedures, but better outcomes and better results. And we also want to incentivize consumers, patients, to get to the best places. So we want to say, look, you can go where you'd like, but if you go somewhere that's higher quality, and we know the results will be better, we'll pay you more, or you'll share in the savings. We'll get you a rebate check or an amount like that. Now what that does is it gets people to better healthcare outcomes, and it saves money for them and for us. To give you one example, in Minnesota, we said to our state employees, look, you can go where you'd like for your healthcare, pick your plan, but if you pick somewhere that's got bad results or it's high in cost, you're going to pay more, and if you go somewhere with better results and more efficiency, you'll pay less. 80% of them, of course, migrated to more efficient and increasingly higher quality plans, and the premium increases in that program have been dramatically below market during my time as governor. And there's some powerful examples of this as well. If you have type 1 diabetes, for example, and you don't treat it, or it's undertreated, or you don't get the best care, it can lead to a lot of very dangerous situations. It can lead to organ failure, it can lead to amputations, and it's not good for the patient, and it's very, very expensive to take care of once it reaches that level of morbidity or problem. So the better path is to make sure we have Mayo Clinic level or best of class standards to treat type 1 diabetes patients, to incentivize them and their providers to use the best practices in the world and pay them more if they get better outcomes. And guess what? It'll save us money, people will be healthier, and I think we're going to have a better healthcare system, and that's the direction we're headed.